Good morning, all. First, I introduce myself. My name is Professor Atul Rao, and I am teaching in Joshi Bedekar College, Thane, as an assistant professor. I am teaching for the class FYBCom, SYBCom, TYBCom. In TYBCom, I am teaching the subject direct and indirect taxes. So now at present semester, I am teaching indirect tax subject, which include goods and service tax. In goods and service tax, now in today's session, we will discuss about the concept place of supply. For computing the transaction to be interstate transaction or intrastate transaction, determination of place of supply is very important. Similarly, the levy of the taxes such as CGST, HGST, and IGST is depend upon the determination of place of supply. So now we have to see the provisions regarding to the place of supply under the GST. So we will discuss these provisions through the PPT. I am sharing the PPT. The place of supply of the goods. So other than the goods imported into or exported from India under section 10, so these provisions now we take one by one. First provision, for supply of the goods, the supply involves the movement of goods. So in the case of where the supply involves the movement of the goods, the place of supply will be the location of the goods where the movement terminates for the delivery. So this is the first provision for place of supply of goods. That supply involves movement of goods, and the place of supply will be the location of the goods where the movement terminates for delivery. To explain these provisions, we will take one illustration. Mr. Mayur of Pune received order from Mr. Suraj of Ahmedabad for supply of certain goods. The price quoted by Mr. Mayur being inclusive of freights. Mr. Mayur arranged for the transportation of the goods to Ahmedabad. The delivery of the goods is taken by Mr. Suraj at Ahmedabad. So in this case, the place of supply we have to decide. So as per section 10 of IGST Act, where the supply involves movement of the goods, whether by the supplier or by recipient or by any other person, the place of supply shall be the location of the goods at the time at which the movement of goods terminate for the delivery to the recipient. Since in this case, the delivery of the goods is given at Ahmedabad, and therefore the place of supply will be at Ahmedabad. Then we see the next provision. Goods are supplied by transfer of document during the movement of goods. So this under this provision, the place of supply will be the principal place of business of third person on whose direction the goods were supplied to the another person. So for that we have to take example. Mr. Nirmal of Nasik places an order to Mr. Vijay of Mumbai for delivery of certain good. Mr. Nirmal direct Mr. Vijay to deliver the goods to Mr. Atul in Indore, and Mr. Vijay arranged for transportation of goods to Mr. Atul in Indore. So in this case, the place of supply is the principal place of business of third person. So third person here means the purchaser, buyer. So though the delivery of the goods take place in Indore, the goods are deemed to have been received by the third person on whose direction the goods have been delivered. So the Mr. Nirmal, and therefore the place of supply of goods shall be at Nasik at the principal place of business of Mr. Nirmal, that is a purchaser. So here the Mr. Nirmal, the purchaser of the goods, give the direction for supply of goods to Mr. Atul at Indore. But here the Indore is not the place of supply, but the place of supply is on the assumption of deemed delivery of the goods to Mr. Nirmal, and therefore the Nasik will be the place of supply. Then we have to take next provision. Supply does not involve movement of goods. Supply does not involve movement of. So in case of supply does not involve movement of goods, the place of supply will be the location of the goods at the time of the delivery. So for this provision, we take the examples. Mr. Rajesh of Mumbai purchased a Rado watch from shop in Indore, Madhya Pradesh. So in this case, the place of supply, as per the IGST Act, where the supply does not involve movement of goods, whether by supplier or recipient, the place of supply shall be the location of such goods at the time of delivery to the recipient. So in this case, the watch is purchased from the shop in Indore, and therefore the supply is completed in the shop itself by delivery to the Mr. Rajesh, and therefore the place of supply will be at Indore, even though the Rajesh come from Mumbai. Then another example for this provision, Mr. Prashant of Akola has a godown in Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Amar of Mumbai approached to Mr. Prashant to purchase the goods lying in the godown in Indore and take the delivery of the good from Indore godown. Mr. Prashant issue an invoice for sale of goods at his principal place of business in Madhya Pradesh. So in this case, the place of supply, where the supply does not involve the movement of goods, then the place of supply of goods shall be the location at such goods at the time of delivery to the recipient. So here the delivery of the goods is taken from the godown in Indore, and therefore the Indore will be the place of supply of goods. Then we come to the next provision. Goods are assembled or installed at a site. So when the goods are assembled or installed at a site, the place of supply will be the place of such installation or assembly or a delivery. We take the example for this provision. Mr. Kiran, located in Pune, placed an order on Mr. Ravi of Pune for installation of machinery at his factory in Madras. Mr. Ravi procures the various parts of machinery from different states and arrange for installation of same in Kiran factory at Madras. So in this case, the place of supply of goods will be where the goods are assembled or installed at a site. The place of supply shall be the place of such installation or assembly. In this case, the place of supply shall be at the goods installed, that is at Madras, even though the Kiran and Ravi are located in Pune. So the place of installation or assembly will be the place of supply in case of installation at a site. Then next provision, goods are supplied on board or a conveyance. In this case, the place of supply of goods will be the location at which such goods are taken on a board. So location at which the such goods are taken on a board. So we see the example to explain this provision. Mr. Ravi of Madras entered into a contract with Railway Authority for the supply of food items to the passenger on Madras Rajasthan route. The journey commenced from the Madras. The goods were loaded on the board in Mumbai. So in this case, the place of supply of goods will be where the goods are supplied on a board, a conveyance, including a vessel, aircraft, train, or motor vehicle. The place of supply shall be the location at which such goods are taken on a board. In present case, the place of supply shall be the place of loading of the goods, food items, on the board on railway. That is took place at the Mumbai. And therefore, the place of supply of goods will be where the goods or food item taken on board on railway in Mumbai, irrespective of the place of commencement or destination of railway. So these are the provisions regarding to the place of supply of the goods that we have to study. So whenever the place of supply of goods are to be determined, it is useful for computing intrastate or interstate transactions and also the determination of taxes such as CGST, HGST or IGST, that levy of taxes. So that's all for our today's session. I hope that everyone understood this. Thank you for patient hearing. Thanks everyone.